Hey there, welcome to my channel. My name is Liz, and I am so grateful that you chose to join me today. Today's video is just going to be a question and answers, and I thought it would be fun so that you can get to know me, get to know what I like, my interests, and also what I would like this YouTube channel to be all about. So I have a mixture of fun questions and some questions that are more in depth where I can get more vulnerable with you so that we can make a connection and get to know each other. So without further ado, let's get started. My favorite season would definitely be summer. I love the heat. I love the longer days and just sitting outside and enjoying the weather. I love everything about summer. I love like the noises from the birds and the sunshine, the warmth, the humidity. I thoroughly enjoy it all. I would choose being warm over being cold any day because once I'm cold, I can't warm up, but I very rarely get too warm. So I'm always just completely comfortable in the summer. My biggest fear in life is feeling judged or not fitting in with people. And I find it really hard to put myself out there because I am afraid of criticism and judgment from other people. So the way I am coping with it is by forcing myself to get out of my comfort zone and be vulnerable with people and make connections and just put myself out there and acknowledging that people are always going to judge what I do or what anyone does. And what's important is how I feel and how I'm living my life. And if I am happy with myself and with the decisions I'm making and just living a life that is authentic to me. So I'm definitely putting myself out there, being on social media and having more of a presence now. But I think it's important to share that we can overcome our fears and we can expand and grow as human beings. And that is what I intend to share by being more open and having more of a presence online. My hidden talent is definitely being a master at word searches. I can find the word that I am looking for in 5 to 10 seconds after I state that I am going to start looking for it. And it's really funny because my boyfriend and I were actually doing a word search last night and we started and I found 3 words back to back just from looking at the page and they just jump out at me. It's a pretty useless talent, but I love word searches. I find them really relaxing. I currently have one dog. Her name is Shelby, and my boyfriend and I adopted her a year ago in January. She is 13 years old. She's a Sheltie, and she is definitely my best little friend. She is the first dog that I've had as an adult, and I definitely understand that special connection that people have with their dogs. Um, I had a cat. Her name was Lucky, and I had her from a day old. And unfortunately, she passed away last October, but she is forever my fur baby, and she will always hold a very special place in my heart. So, right now, we just have one dog. Definitely going to adopt a cat in the future, maybe another dog, but for now, we are perfectly content with our little Shelby girl. When I really think about it, I'm definitely a morning person. I love getting up early in the morning and going on a walk before the world wakes up and is getting busy. And I just really enjoy the peace and quiet and starting my day in solitude and having a morning routine that sets me up for success. I do enjoy nighttime, but I think I'm more of a morning person. I can definitely get up a little easier and start my day earlier than other people, and I thoroughly enjoy waking up early. The best piece of advice that I was given, I think, would be from my first therapist, and she would say Q-tip, and that means quit taking it personally. And it took me a really long time to fully grasp and understand um, why I shouldn't take things personally. But once I fully understood that the way people treat me says more about them than it does about me, and that people are walking around projecting their insecurities and their fears onto other people, and that has everything to do with them and nothing to do with me. I definitely stand by Q-tip now. I definitely try to practice not taking things personally and letting them go, and not taking other people's problems and internalizing them and thinking that there's something wrong with me. So, Q-tip. I have three favorite movies, and I definitely can't just choose one of them because they all are very special to me. My first favorite movie is The Little Mermaid. I remember being at my grandma's house when I was little and just watching that movie over and over again. And I would walk around with a fork and brush my hair. I definitely thought I was a Little Mermaid. I was obsessed with The Little Mermaid, and she is my favorite Disney princess. My second favorite movie is The Santa Claus. I watch that every Christmas Eve. I start the Christmas season off with it. It definitely brings me to a feeling of nostalgia, and it just makes me happy. It is my favorite Christmas movie. And my third favorite movie is Dumb and Dumber. I watched Dumb and Dumber with my dad growing up, my dad and my brother, and I will forever find that movie hilarious. I know it's pretty stupid, but I love it. I laugh every time I watch it. I could recite the movie if I wanted to from start to end. And a bonus favorite movie of mine is Fright Night. My dad and my brother and I, we would rent that from Blockbuster very often. It's a cheesy 80s horror movie, but I just remember watching that movie as a child. I probably shouldn't have been watching it, but I remember watching it with my dad and my brother, and I just loved the vampire in the movie. I loved all of it. I think it is a great horror movie, even though it is cheesy. I do love it. So, yeah, those are my favorite movies. The most recent difficult decision that I had to make was deciding to let my cat Lucky cross the Rainbow Bridge. And I had to put my selfishness and my feelings aside and think about what was best for her. And she was definitely ready to go. We had options to do further testing, but I wanted her to have quality of life. And I just felt like if we went down the road of constant testing, constant vet visits, that her quality of life would be lessened. And I think that I didn't want her to suffer. I didn't want her to be uncomfortable. And I wanted her to have a life that was filled with love and energy and happiness. and I could not watch her suffer. So I I had to do what was best for her and put her best interests in mind and put my feelings aside and the fact that I wasn't ready to say goodbye because I would never be ready to say goodbye. And I had to give her the gift of being set free and moving on to whatever is next and know that I made the best decision for her. My comfort food is potatoes and pizza. I think I could eat those every day for the rest of my life and I would never get sick of it. They are my go to when I am stressed, having a bad day, um, pretty much any reason to indulge in those foods, I will. I don't have a preference for my potatoes. I will pretty much eat them however they are cooked. But when I make them myself, it is breakfast potatoes all the way. I am very good at making breakfast potatoes, so maybe one day I will share that recipe and not gatekeep it anymore because they are pretty fantastic. I will give myself that. I'm a very good cook. So, yeah, those are definitely my favorite foods. The advice that I would give my younger self is to not worry and that everything is going to work out. Um, we had a tough time growing up. My dad passed away when I was 12, and my mom passed away when I had turned 18. And I felt very isolated and alone, and that there was something wrong with me. And I think that I would tell her there is nothing wrong with me, and I will heal and go through the healing process when I am ready, and I will honor my grief when I am ready, but not to try and force it and not to try and force myself to fit in with people because I I've always been an old soul. I've never connected with people my own age when I was little because of my experiences. And I always felt like there was something wrong with me. And I would just tell her to keep doing what she's doing, to keep speaking her truth and sharing her knowledge with the people around her because she has something special to offer this world. And if she were to shut down and not share her gifts with the world, then she's doing herself and others a disservice because she has a lot of life experience that she can pass on and help others who are dealing with those same things, such as grief and loneliness and isolation and depression. So I would tell younger Liz to just keep on spreading her message and keep speaking her truth, and everything is going to work out in divine timing. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you got to know me a little bit better and my interests and just what I am like. I look forward to sharing more videos about my life, about healing, about slow, intentional living, and as well just grief and how I process my grief. So those are my intentions with this channel. If you want to share your answers to any of the questions that I asked below, I would love to learn about you and start making connections. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and I will talk to you soon. Bye.